Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Susan's Just Making It. I'm Susan and I'm here making stuff, messes, chaos, and making it through life. If you've been here before, welcome back. If this is your first time watching or you're a new subscriber, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone's doing wonderful today. And if you like today's video, don't forget the thumbs up right down here. And if you like my content, please consider subscribing. It's a little red subscribe button down here. And if you hit that, you might as well hit the notification bell, then you'll know every time I upload a new video. So I have a few new subscribers and I'm very grateful for that, and I hope that you're enjoying the content that you're seeing, and I hope everyone's having a wonderful day halfway through the week. Hopefully you had a great start to the week, and if not, hopefully you have a great end of the week, and for that matter, I hope you have a great week from beginning to end. But we're halfway through the week and on our way to the weekend. So, and today's the Wacky Eyeshadow Wednesday, and we encourage our viewers of all age, preteen, teen, young adult, older adult, whoever you are, to join us and see what we create with the palette we use today. And hopefully it encourages you to dabble in some of your makeup that you wouldn't usually grab for and try something new. The whole idea of the collab is to get ourselves and hopefully encourage you guys to get out of your comfort zone and try something new. Like I said, a palette you wouldn't usually grab, colors you wouldn't usually gravitate toward. My partner for the collab is Stephanie, aka Glitzy Gem. I'll say it in every video. I'm really glad that she invited me to be a part of the collab because I am getting braver and bolder and more comfortable with using my eyeshadows, and I'm really enjoying playing with them more than I probably would have otherwise. So hopefully you enjoy the looks that we create today, and as always in the comments, let us know if you guys have been playing with your makeup a little bit more, getting a little bolder. The palette we used today, do you want us to try it again for a different look? Do you want us to move on to something else? You have any suggestions for some colors or palettes you'd like us to try? Like I said, we may not have the exact palette you suggest, but we'll do our best to get as close to it as we can. So with that being said, today we are using Beauty Bakerie's Breakfast in Bed palette. I've had this for a while. I purchased this one and Proof is in the Pudding from Beauty Bakerie. Now I did use the other palette before. I used it in a combination with two palettes together to create a look a little while after I first got them, but I haven't touched Breakfast in Bed yet. I did swatch it the other day just to get an idea of what the colors looked like once we decided this was the palette we were going to do, because the way they look in the pan is not always how they look on your skin. So I want to see what they look like before I just start throwing them on my face. I didn't not touch it for lack of liking the colors, because the colors are beautiful, but I was very intimidated because to me they look very deep. Now this is a palette, like I said, the outside cover, gorgeous, the pink, and the lettering is like gold metallic. I'm sure a lot of you have seen this palette. It's been around for a little while. But here, it doesn't have a mirror, so I don't have to worry about blinding you guys. But here are the colors. And actually my lighting's pretty good today because they're pretty true to color. Gorgeous colors. But to me, I'll admit, I was scared. I'm like, they look so dark. Am I going to look like somebody punched me in the eye if I use these colors? But once I swatched them, I'm like, they're not that bad. But because they are darker colors, I'm going to try my best to go with a light hand. The names are really cute too. We have Yawning, Forehead Kisses, Pajamas, French Doors, Boo in a View, Messy Hair, Fresh Face, Cuddle Cakes, and Lazy Baby. So gorgeous colors. When I looked at the palette, I kind of have an idea of what colors I want to try to use, so hopefully I create a look that doesn't look too scary. So I'm going to go ahead and swatch the colors real quick so you can see what they look like. They're really, really pretty. Most of them are shimmers or with a hint of glitter in it. There's only, looks like there's only 3 that are true mattes. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the top row and work my way down. So the first color is Yawning. And it looks like this. It's like a nice matte This one, yeah, this is the one that's more a true matte. Sometimes I have to look and see. And it's just a brown color. So, see? It's just brown. I mean, I don't mean to say just brown, but it's brown. Let me get a wipe. Oh, this one's dried up a little bit, so I'm going to get a, well, maybe not. Yeah, it's going to be okay. I don't want to, I'm wearing black, but I still don't want to have makeup all over me. The next color is Forehead Kisses, which is a nice creamy tan. You can put that right next to it. This is really, it's the lightest color in there. But see, it's just, it's not showing up super great. But it's just a nice, real light tan color. So I have that one. And then the next one is Pajamas. J-A-M is bold, Pajamas. And this is a really, oh my gosh, this one's gorgeous. It's like a metallic-y plum color. Super pretty. Gorgeous. You know me, I like my purples. But as you can see, it's not super purpley. It's, like I said, it's more like a plum. And here it looks, it's kind of a mix between like a plum and a copper almost to me. So that color is really, oh my gosh, I really want to get into that color. So then the next color we have, so that was the top row, the brown, the vanilla color, and the one I just swatched. So we're going to go the next row down, and the first one is called French Doors. It's almost like a silvery grayish color. You can see that on the finger. Super pretty. Nice silver color. But it's silvery, but it's got like almost, I'm going to build it up enough because it's light. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it good. It's silvery, but to me it's almost got like a tan tint to it as well. See, it's not showing up on camera very good. It's not showing very well. It's right here. Right here. It's silvery, but I mean, when I look at it, I can see tannish, pinkish almost tint to it. Wish it showed up better, but it's not going to. Then this middle color here, it's called Booze in a View. Now, to me, when I looked at it, I was like, oh my gosh, it's black. It's scary. It's not as scary once you swatch. I'm like, it's black. How am I going to put black eyeshadow on my eyes? And I didn't notice right away, but it's got almost like a very, very fine little glitter to it. And see, it looks like it's not as black as it looks in the pan. That's why I like to swatch them, because I would not touch that because I would think it's straight up pitch black. And it's not. You see, it's more like a steel gray. Let's see, I'm running out of room here. And see, here it is. It's a weird angle. It's like a steel gray, like a deep steel gray. So that's that one. The next one is Messy Hair. And in the pan, it just looks like a warm, like almost like when you look at hot cocoa in a cup. I'm gonna try to run this side. It's not gonna show up as good because the skin is darker on this side of my arm, but I'm running out of room there. I don't know if you can see it real good, but it's just a nice like hot chocolate. It reminds me of hot chocolate. And this is the matte. So there's that one. We're gonna. This is starting to dry out. Oops. Oh, I'm knocking stuff all over the place. Not much room here. But that was the second row. Now I'm going to go on into this row. And the first one is called Fresh Face. And to me, when I look at it, it looks like a brownie gold color. Looks brownie gold. But look at it. It's actually very gold. Like when I look at my finger, it's gold. So I really... But when I put it on, oh my goodness, got some flakes here. I'm put someone in a little dark with that. Now when I look at it here, it looks just straight up gold. Like I'm looking at a piece of jewelry, gold. But as you can see when I swatch it, it almost takes on like a coppery color. And that's why I'm getting to the point when it's a new palette, I'm swatching it before I just dip into it, because they don't look the same on your skin as they do in the pan. They don't at all. And who knows what you'd end up with not knowing what you're putting on, I guess. The next one is Cuddle Cakes, and it looks like I don't know, like a dark gray in there, and this is a shimmer. Now when I look at this, this looks like a silvery gold, but see, it's metallic. But I'm gonna put it over on this side because I don't have enough room there. But when you put it on, see, it's almost like I don't know, it's like a bronzy color. It's the best I can describe it. And then there's one more color. It's called Lazy Baby, and it looks like a very, very deep plum. Just trying to dry my hands off. Good thing I got black pants on. It looks very plummy in the palette. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. When I see it, it's very like a plum color. It's like, actually it's not even like a plum. It's like a deep wine, like a grape wine type color. I don't know how to describe it. And I don't know if it's coming out really true because of the ring light. But see, it's like it's deep, but it's more like a grape purple, if that makes any sense. So those are the colors. So we got some here, we got some here. As you can see, they're pretty deep pigmented colors. So I'm gonna try my best. I don't know how successful I'll be to try to go in with somewhat of a light hand because they are deep and they're kind of dark and pigmented. And I was talking to my sister, and she was laughing because we were talking about the palette, and she's saying breakfast in bed, they don't look like very, you know, breakfasty colors. I said, well, the names are breakfasty, but to me, when I look at this, I'm looking at what's coming to mind to me is like a dramatic evening look because of the colors being so deep. But let's see what we come up with. Like I said, I'm gonna try to be a little, I had to practically give myself a bath with this wipe. I'm gonna try to go in light-handed and we'll see what it looks like. So, and I'm proud of myself, I washed all my brushes yesterday, so I have some good brushes to work with. Took me a while because a lot of them were dirty, but so I'm gonna go in with this brush. It doesn't say what it's Lovecraft Beauty, but it's like it's just a nice you know, blending brush. So I'm going to go in with Forehead Kisses, that little tan color, and I'm going to go over my lid and put down a base. And then I'll just build on that because it's a nice light color. And I'm going to go all the way up to my brows. I forgot to mention I started with a bare face. Today I did try to shape my brows. They were looking a little wild. I needed to tweeze out a few stray ones and you know, shape them and trim them because they were looking. Usually I don't pay that much attention, but I noticed that I'm like, oh my gosh, they're looking rough. It looks like an overgrown, I don't know what. So I did shape my brows, and I did go in with the pencil and fill them in where they were patchy. And then I just put a little bit of concealer. I had a couple blemishes. I tried to, you know, conceal a little bit and under my eyes. And then I put eyeshadow primer. That's it. So as you can see, I just went over my whole lid with this. And I'm just gonna build on this and see what I can do. And because it's light, it's my shadow switch. I'm gonna use the same brush, and I'm going to pick up, I don't see any fallout yet, but we'll see how that goes. I am going to go into, I think, this one, the Messy Hair right here, and I'm gonna try to I'm not gonna overload the brush because I want to go in light. I can always build it up, but I can't take it away. And I'm just gonna go over my crease a little bit. I don't want to put it in my crease. I want to go over a little bit so that way I feel like I have more room to work with, I guess. I feel like if I go right in my crease, I don't really have a lot of room to work. So I'm going to go over my crease a little bit. Almost like I'm trying to make a new crease for myself. That's the only thing I can compare it to. I'm going in pretty light-handed. Like I said, I can always build it up, but I don't want to get so heavy-handed with it that it looks terrible, like muddy and like somebody hit me in the face. Don't want to look like a raccoon or a domestic violence victim. Not that I'm not trying to make light of that by any means, so I hope nobody took it that way. But I don't want to look like I've been in a boxing match, I guess. Would have been a more appropriate term. I think it's very easy to look like you have a black eye when you're working with darker colors, especially if you have fallout and it goes under your eye as well. Looks like you've had a rough bout. And like I said, I'm curious if any of you, just because of watching the video, said, you know what, I'm going to pick up this palette that I never touched before and see what I can do with it. I'm curious, because believe me, like the Juvia's Place, as I mentioned, I'm not a fan of that one. But I am willing to try it again, but maybe just in a different look. And like this one, I mentioned that I've had it for a while, but I haven't touched it because I was afraid of it because the colors look so dark. But you don't know if you don't play with it, if you're gonna be able to pull something off or not. You don't know if you don't try. So, see, I started light, but then I built. I think if I would have just loaded it and went in, it could have ended up now very good. Try to tap off almost all of it and just go over it again real soft. And I'm learning as I go, not doing makeup for so long. It's just like anything else. With practice, you get better. Because when I first started to wear makeup again, I just would load the brush and tried to be real fast and just shh, and it just ends up a mess. Sometimes it's better to take your time and build it up and blend it as you go. It's I know sometimes it's hard to take the time because you want to just, maybe you don't have the time or don't want to spend that much time on makeup, but it does pay off in the end, I'm finding, and I'm not a very patient person sometimes. So that's what I got so far, and that's just putting that above my crease, because my actual crease, as you can see, is down there. You can see the crease when I do that. I feel like if I go right in my crease, then I have this little tiny little spot here to work with, and can't do much with that. So I don't have much fallout under my eyes, but it's going everywhere else on my table. So I'm just gonna switch that off. I'm gonna try to stay with the same brush until I have to change to a new brush. I think, not sure what I want to do yet. I know the colors I kind of want to use, but I'm just going to try to find a little bit of a smaller, I kind of know what I want, but I'm not seeing it. It just says eyeshadow brush, but it's almost like a smaller packing brush. Ooh, I've got fibers on it. And I want to go in with this Lazy Baby, this the plummy color. And I want to do in my outer V a little bit with that. I just want something with shorter but compact bristles so I have some control. I don't know what's going on here. I have a fiber sticking out. It's really messing with me. To try to do over in here. And I'm not sure how it's going to turn out. In this I'm going to go in kind of light and build it up too, because I don't know how deep it's really going to be. Now when I swatch these, and of course in different light it's going to look different. Right now it's pretty bright in here, and when I swatched them the other day just to get an idea what the colors really look like, it was more evening, and of course they look different. But like I said, I was very, very intimidated by it. But now that I'm using it and going in with a light hand, they're not as bad as I thought they were going to be. So that goes back to getting out of your comfort zone and trying something different. Because a couple weeks ago, Stephanie was like, "Oh, what palette do you want to try next?" And like I said last week, I threw 3 potential palettes out there, and she wanted to do the Venus 3 last week. And then this week she's like, "Oh, let's do Breakfast in Bed." And like I said, it's not that I don't like the palette, because I do like the colors. But if it wasn't for her suggesting it, I don't know how long it would have been before I picked up this palette to play with it. Because like I said, the dark colors are scary to me. But now that I'm playing with it, I'm really liking it. So, like I said, step out of your comfort zone, try it. You may have a palette on your shelf or wherever you keep your makeup, and like me, you're afraid to touch it because it scares you somehow. But you don't know if you don't play with it. You may be afraid of it, and then when you play with it a little bit, find that it's one of your favorites. Like last week, the Venus 3. I liked it. I've admired it. I just didn't get a chance to grab for it yet, and now I love it. I want to use it all the time. But you don't know what you're going to like if you don't play with it a little bit. And especially the ones that have a more of a variety in their color story. You can create so many different looks with just one palette. Now I'm just working, I did the outer corner of the lower lid, and now I'm just working up into my crease a tiny bit to try to give it a little bit of shape. I'm just going to try to make this video really short, but because I'm trying to go light, because they're dark colors, it may get a little bit longer just because I'm trying to blend it instead of going in heavy-handed. So I do apologize in advance if the video tends to get long, but I really just don't want to look like a hot mess. So that's how it looks so far. I am liking this palette way more than I anticipated. So I'm just going to use my eyeshadow switch to get some of the color. I bought a 2-pack of these. I gave one to my niece to try. She says she doesn't like it, but I do, because it doesn't like clean your brushes, but it gets most of the color off, for those of you that haven't used them. Because who likes cleaning brushes? If I can use like 2 or 3 brushes, it beats like using 6, and then before you know it, you gotta turn on and clean brushes again. I mean, it's not my favorite thing to do. I think I'm trying to do the darker colors and go into the lighter colors. I really want to try this Pajamas. It just looks too pretty not to use, and so I'm going to try to incorporate that somehow. Okay, I'm going to use the same brush that I just used, this little shorter packing type brush. Pick up some. Oh, it's not terrible in this. And I'm just going to try to go like more in my crease, but the middle of my eye. I want to incorporate it somehow, but I'm not sure how it's going to look. So I think I'm just going to go along my crease from the inner corner. I'd say about 2/3, because I still want to leave the darker color there and not bother it too much, I don't think. And I did not. Sometimes I'm tempted to like do a trial run with the palettes for Wednesday before I actually sit down to film for Wednesday. But I'm like, I feel like that takes away from the genuineness of it, of trying something new. Because I feel like if you've already experimented with it, I mean, granted, we're probably going to run into eventually palettes that we have used before. But for the ones that we haven't used before, or at least I haven't used before, I think it's more genuine when I'm doing a Wacky Eyeshadow Wednesday and it's the first time using it. Because if we're encouraging you guys to get out of your comfort zone and try something new, I want it to be like the first impression type of thing for myself as well. But that's just me. I don't really edit my videos. Most I do is maybe stitch some together if I've had to pause, or I've hit the stop button by mistake, or if I want to insert something real quick. Sometimes I do my intros and outros. I don't care for the software I have now, so I haven't been including them. That's the extent of my editing for the most part. I don't... Any of you that have watched my channel see that I don't really get in there and do any editing. Because unless I slip and do something I really don't want to have on my video, what you see is what you get. I don't know if that's good or bad, but that's kind of how I do my channel. What you see is what you get. I am who I am, and that's that. So I pretty much covered that messy hair that I put in my crease with this, but I don't know, I like this. It's okay. And it is ending up turning out a little bit darker than I wanted, but it's okay, because I find that like about a half hour after I'm done, it's okay. It doesn't seem as dark. I guess I get used to the way it looks. So there's that. I'm going to go in with the blending brush that I put the Forehead Kisses, the cream color, and I'm just going to see if I can soften this a little bit. Very pretty palette. Very pretty. Just like last week, you know, I was almost mad at myself. I'm like, I can't believe I didn't touch and play with this palette before. It's gorgeous. I'm feeling that way about this one, actually. I've gotten it off my shelf so many times and looked at it, and I'm like, it's kind of pretty, but I'm scared. It's so dark. But again, getting out of your comfort zone, trying something new. I'm happy I did, because I'm really liking it. But then again, I like the purples and pinks anyway. So what I have so far, really like it. That's one thing about the deeper colors, though. I find you can kind of play with the colors, and it's like almost like you can add more dimension, I guess you'd say. So I think I'm going to... I'll try the same brush again, just so I don't have to dirty more brushes, and I think it'll do the job. I'm going to go in with this Cuddle Cakes, the bottom row, this middle one, and I'm going to try to put it in the middle of my eyelid here and see how it looks. I hope it's not too... You know what? I don't want to try that. I think it's going to be darker than what I want. Never mind. Scratch that. We're not going to do Cuddle Cakes. We're going to go over to Fresh Face, the one next to it. This is the one I was going to pick up. The one that had like more the steel gray. The more I thought about it, I'm like, I don't think so. I think it's going to be too dark for what I want. So I'm going to go over here to Fresh Face. This one is a little bit lighter. And I'm going to put that one in the middle instead. I'm not seeing a whole lot of fallout, so I'm really happy about that. I don't like it when I have to clean up under my eyes a ton. I mean, I don't mind it, but I'd rather not have to. It's one less thing to worry about. So I'm kind of curious, because like I said, I found out that I really was liking the Venus 3, and I'm really liking this one. And any of you that have watched me do makeup on my channel know that I love the pinks and purples. You can see when we get a palette, if it's got pink and purples, that's what I'm grabbing out of the color choices if it's there. So I'm curious. Leave in the comments if you have a favorite palette or colors that you gravitate toward more often. I'm kind of curious about that. Now, what do you guys like to wear? I know some people, like I noticed Erica from Wicked Awesome Lifestyles, and she'll even admit herself loves the greens and blues. I love pinks and purples. I know some people are like really a fan of just neutrals. They won't go out of messing with neutrals. Some people like the browns. Some people like smoky eyes. and gravitate toward the blacks and grays. What do you like? Some people like just light colors like pastels. Some people just pinks. That's not going as deep as I want. I'm going to try with my finger because it's a shimmer and see if I can build it up a little bit. Because, I mean, it's there, but I want to make it really deep if I can. Another thing, so here's another thing. Do you prefer mattes or do you prefer shimmers? Personally, I was liking mattes because I didn't feel like they showed the crepey eyelids and imperfections. But the shimmers are more fun. And the more I play with makeup, I just like to mix them, I guess. I guess it goes with experimenting and trying different looks. You kind of, I think your taste evolves a little bit. And it changes too, I'm sure. But sometimes you'll surprise yourself how your taste changes when you try different things. Okay. Just gonna try to build up a little bit more. I guess I'm just asking, like, what are your preferences when you do an eye look? Favorite palettes, favorite colors, favorite finishes, whatever you want to share. Do you go heavy-handed? Do you go light-handed? I'm almost wondering if I'm not wiping more off instead of putting more on. I'm trying to pat it on, but I don't know. If that's as deep as it's going to get, I'll be okay with that, I guess. Yeah, I can rock with that, I guess. I guess it's okay. And then, like I said, the light lies to me because I'll be doing a video and looking in the camera and I see it one way, but then when I play back, you know, to make sure there's nothing wrong, or if I wanted to go back and check something, it looks way better when I play it back than when I'm originally filming it. So it's okay. I'm just going to soften that in a little bit. It's not as deep as I want it, but I just don't think it's only gonna build a certain amount. So I'm gonna just switch most of the color off that. I think I'm almost done. I don't really want to do a whole lot with it. And then I'm gonna go in. I want to use this so bad. I saw a couple looks with this palette, and this color has intrigued me. It's called French Doors. It's just the lighter silvery color. I'm gonna use the same brush again. Like I said, I'm gonna try to get as much use out of a couple brushes instead of dirtying half of my brushes for one look. So I probably should. And I'm just gonna do it my inner corner here of my eye, lid, just so I have a light color in toward my nose more. I think that's going to be one of my new things, is to try not to use 5,000 brushes for a look. I guess as I get more comfortable with placing the colors, I feel like I don't need as many specific brushes. Oh yeah, I'm liking it when it's lighter in there. I think after putting all the colors in, and with it not looking as dark as I thought it was, I think I could stand to go a little bit darker in the outer corners. So I'm just going to darken them up, and then I think I'm going to pretty much be done with this. So I'm going to go ahead and go in with this one that's Boo and a View, that I said looks black in the palette, but it's actually not as dark. And I'm just going to try to deepen this color on the outside V here just a little bit. I'm going to try not to go crazy with it, but I am going to try to darken it up a teeny bit. And hope that I don't mess everything up doing that. Oops. Should tap more off. A little heavy on that side. got a little heavy hand in there. Yeah, a little bit. I don't know how even that looks. I feel like I went a little heavier than I wanted to with that. But it's okay. I think it's going to be alright. I think it's going to be okay. I'm just going to smudge it a little bit to soften it. I think I'll be fine. Down here a little bit more. I don't want my eyes to look droopy. I'm already look old enough without adding another year or two to my looks. Oh, my kids think that I roamed with the dinosaurs as it is. It's bad enough on the days you feel old, and it's wonderful to have kids that remind you how old you are and make you feel older yet. You gotta love it. So I think I'm done. I think I'm pretty happy with it, to be honest. I don't want to get too carried away. I feel like if I mess with it much more, I'm just going to make it too heavy looking. I'm just gonna go ahead and fill this in a tiny bit where it doesn't look as even to me. Okay, I didn't mean for it to get that long. I'm going to pause it. I'm going to go in and line my eyes. I might go under my lower lashes with these, but I don't know what colors yet. So I'm going to just go under my lower lashes a little bit, maybe line my eyes. I'm not sure. Mascara. Basically just clean things up a little bit. And then I'll come back and we'll see what the finished look, and then you can let me know what you think. So I will be back in just a moment for you guys, a couple minutes for me. Okay, everyone, I finished cleaning it up and put the extras on. So basically, as always, I took the makeup wipe, any little bit of fallout, which I really didn't notice any, and I just, you know, I put a little bit more of the forehead kisses right under my brows, just to give it a little, lighten it up for like a highlight. I went in and I put, with my little tiny, I'm trying to find it where I set it. I have this little e.l.f. brush. I love it. It's a little angled brush. I think it's, it just says line. So I use it for lining my eyes. So I took this. I went in first with the French doors, the little light, silvery color, like in my inner corner, and, you know, about a third of the way under my lash line. Excuse me. And then I went in with the Pajamas, the like burgundy shimmer color, and I lined, you know, about 2/3 of the way in with that. So that's what I did under my lash line. I went in with this it's Hollywood and Vine eyeliner. It's just purple, and I went in about 1/3 of the way in my waterline. I mean, it doesn't really show up that much, but I put a little bit in my waterline. In the mirror it shows just a little tiny bit of shimmer. And then I went in with I can't say enough good things about it, my Milani Anti-Gravity mascara, bottom and top lashes. I love this stuff. I was pricing it in the store. I'm like, I gotta get some more. I mean, I have other mascaras, but I love this. So I put my mascara on, and then I picked this up. It's a Kaja lip gloss, and it's in the color, let me see if I can find the color. I don't know. I can't see it without my glasses. See, are my glasses handy? Yeah, right here. I mean, probably it doesn't really matter that much, but it's called Heart Melter. knew it was there somewhere. And it's a really pretty color. It's like a raspberry color, and I like that the tip is a heart shaped, and then it's got the click to feed the lip gloss up. Oh, I clicked it by mistake, but it clicks the product up. Really pretty. I got this at the bargain bin store for $1, and I looked these up online out of curiosity to see what other colors they had, and they sell for $19, and I got the bargain bin store for $1, so I was happy about that. And of course I topped it with my favorite, the Galactic Rose lip gloss, and that's it. So this is how it turned out. You can let me know what you think. A hit or miss. I like it. I feel like it's got a little bit of drama without being too heavy. It could be day or night easily. Sometimes I surprise myself. It turned out better than I thought that it would. I'm curious what Stephanie created with her look, so I'm gonna bop over there and see what she did. I'm sure she loves dramatic looks, so I'm sure she made an amazing, dramatic, impactful look. So again, don't forget the feedback down below. Your favorite palettes, your favorite colors, your favorite look. Do you go light-handed, dark, heavy-handed? Stuff like that. Just a little bit of interaction. Let me know what you like for eyeshadow looks. If you have a palette you'd like us to try, a color story you'd like us to try, any feedback's greatly appreciated. I really enjoy seeing what you guys think as well, instead of me just jab talk. What do you guys think? So if you liked the video, don't forget the thumbs up. If you watch my video first, don't forget to stop over and see what Stephanie did with the same palette. A link to her video will be down in my description box. And if you came from her channel, I'm glad you decided to pop over and see what I did. So I appreciate every single one of you, and I look forward to seeing you next Wednesday. Have an amazing rest of the week. Bye, everyone.